everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rick. I should get started. I noticed my videos, the people, they'll 70% of the people drop out after like a minute. So I'm gonna get started. This is mostly, I put mountains in my theme, so I'm gonna start by putting some mountain peaks up here. Just kind of some rugged mountains going across here. Just paint them in. This acrylic paint. If you haven't bought your brushes yet and your paint, go ahead and do so. It's time to learn to paint. It's a new year. Plus, with the AI is going to be taking over. This painting with your hands is going to be a thing of the past. So you want to get on board now before AI takes over. Learn how to do this with your hands, and then when you go to do computer art, you'll have a kind of a head start on everybody. Okay, that's the way I look at it. Because AI is going to take over. What I'm doing here is just trying to make different shapes now on the mountain peaks so they just don't look all like a triangle. See, I'm just trying to shape the tops here a bit so it looks kind of cool, and we got different humps in there, and you can have a few points up there, but that's all I'm doing. I'm gonna put in some cool mountains here. Just don't keep them kind of short for now, like this. And I'll think about, this is all I'm painting on the fly. So what I did here, I'm mixing everything. Now I can show you. I got something up there. Blue, yellow, and red. We're gonna do the whole painting with those three colors. Well, plus you got black and white, of course. I mixed black and white and got gray, light gray, and I put a little blue in it already. See, I just grabbed a little blue to lighten this gray up. This is a bluish gray for the mountains. And there we go. Look at that. We got some cool mountains up there already. And now we can kind of design some art here. A landscape. I'm going to start by maybe pulling some of this in. Maybe pull it in a little from each side and just see what takes shape. This is a good way. I'm painting on the fly, so I'm designing as I go. What I'm doing here is drawing some color in, and maybe it's going to help me see something shape up in here. You know what I mean? Just draw that color in. Just like that. You can almost see some land and hills appearing in there. Can you see that? I hope you can. But yeah, like I know a lot of you people just like to watch, but I'm trying to get you to actually start painting. So it's pretty fun. Like if you're at home and the power goes out, you can't use your computer, you got some art, okay? And plus these sell. I'm selling my paintings. They sell. These landscapes still sell. So you don't have to make it look traditional. Like the last painting I did was more of a fantasy piece. And I'll probably try and do that with this one. Like I'll use colors that aren't normally seen in the that you see out in nature. So it looks a little different, okay? So what I'm going to do now, I think when you design something, like maybe we could design, I like to put uh, pathways in my paintings. Like maybe we could bring a cool pathway, like from all the way back here, and just bring it through the painting, eventually down all the way to here. Something like that. See that? I'm just kind of wiping the paint away there to have the canvas show through up there. It looks kind of cool. We'll see if that stays. I'm going to move on to the sky now. So the type of sky I want in here, I think I'm going to go with dark, okay? Dark. So what I'm going to do, let's mix up some paint with these colors we got here. I'm going to have a gray sky, so I don't want to use, I'm going to use this grayish blue later on, but I'm going to move it to the side here and get a little more black in here and a little more white and mix up some more gray paint for the sky. Going to have a little bit of that blue in there, but let's just put some gray up in the sky. Real easy, okay? I'm using an acrylic brush. This is a soft acrylic brush, and I got water in a coffee Folgers. I like Folgers. And you just rinse your brush off in there, and your brush will be a little wet, which is good. It helps the paint flow a little. Well, let's just put some gray up here right now in the sky. You can put it on pretty heavy because this will probably end up being a gray sky with I'll put some white clouds on top of it. We'll do some cool clouds. I'm going to wet my brush a little more, grab some paint. So there's a lot of different ways to paint. Like today I started out with the mountains, okay? A lot of times you can start out with the sky, and then you can put your mountains on top of the sky. But this way is kind of cool too. I'm going to come down to the mountains, but I'm not going to touch the mountains because I like the way the tops look. I'm going to come down pretty close to them, though, without touching them. Maybe I'll put some yellow in there near the end, and I'll glaze that little section of white that's around the mountains. I'll put a bright yellow in there. It'll make it look like the mountains are golden on top. Or we could use any color. Alright, there's the gray sky. Let's put a little white in there now. Rinse your brush off. I'm just going to grab a little titanium white on my brush here. And I'm just going to put a few streaks of white. Maybe we should angle them like this. Let's angle them up towards the corner from here. Angle them like this. Just get some white going in there like that. Just to get some different color in the sky. Now wipe your brush off. I got a rag here. I just wiped the brush. And what I'm going to do is kind of lightly hit the sky and blend that white down a little bit. Just a little. Just blend it into the gray. It's going to help look like there's some distant clouds in there. Because when I do the clouds later, this white stuff will look like stuff that's further back in the distance, okay? Real simple. Let's see how that's looking. Wow, that looks pretty good. I really like that. I think I'm going to do the tops of the mountains right now. What we're going to do, grab a brush. I'm going to grab a smaller brush. This is that was a filbert brush. This is a round brush, a number 6. Same thing, just wet your brush a little. Let's get some titanium white. Well, grab the gray again. Grab your gray and bring the gray down to the mountaintops. Pretty close to it. And then we'll run some clouds on top of that. Because if you don't put any underpaint on this white, this is like underpaint here, what it's going to do, it'll make the white clouds look a little different right there. That's good. I'll fix the mountains up after I'm done with the clouds. But now let's put some rolling clouds over the mountains. I'll grab some blue right now and retouch up my tops here of the mountains. There we go. Just re-hit the tops of them. All right, now I'm going to put some rolling clouds above the mountains with titanium white. Come up next to your mountain and just put some white in right next to the mountain. Pull it up a little. And then take your brush on top and kind of round the top off, top part of the cloud. It's picking up a little gray because I just put that gray down there, but by the time we get over here, it'll turn white. Put some white around the top of the mountain, pull it up, and then kind of round off the top of it. Just like that. Just round off the top. Don't pull it up too much, because we're going to put more clouds in. These are just going to be clouds that are peeking over the top of the mountains, okay? It's okay that they're gray right now because we're gonna highlight the tops of these clouds when they dry with some white. There we go. That looks good. Just some clouds over the top of the mountains. And when that dries, I'm going to come back and we're going to put some titanium white on the very tops of the clouds. It's going to look awesome. I'm going to start coming down here now with my land. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to design the land with maybe the rest of with this blue. Let me grab, I'm trying to think what brush to use here. Boo-doo-boo-boo-doo-boo. I'm going to take this original mountain color and I'm going to add a little yellow to it, okay? Let me show you, because it's going to turn green, okay? I took a little bit of this blue from the mountain. I'm going to add some yellow to it, okay? And we're going to get like a greenish color. You see that? And I'm going to design some hills in here with this green color. What's cool about mixing your own colors, the painting will look more it'll look more natural, I guess. Let's put some green right in here around that pathway. The colors will match more. Like if you start using different colors out of the bottles and just squirting the colors out, it's hard to explain. Like I'm gonna try and run some of this green up into the mountains here, just a little hint of it. Just like that. And this green matches that blue because I used that blue to make this green, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Let's bring some more green down here. And I'm going to put, we'll just make it a green, like a valley coming through here. Just keep pulling this green down, and then I'll change the color as we get closer. We'll pull it down towards the center at an angle and kind of make a valley in here like this. It looks like what I'm going to do is run some water down here, is what it looks like. Let's grab a bigger brush. That brush isn't big enough. Take a big brush and wipe it, clean it in the water, and let's blend this in now, this green. Let's just blend it down. This is the underpaint. I'm trying to get it all the way done down to here. Now I'm going to just darken this up down here I'll show you how I can do that. There's two ways to do it. You could either put black in it, and that green, or you can put a little more blue. Let's put a little more blue in there and see what happens. We'll get a different color green. See that? And we'll put that green down here. That's a cool looking green. Wow, I really like that. We'll blend it kind of into that other green a bit so we get a transition. Right where they meet, blend it in. This paint here doesn't have to be real heavy because this is our underpaint. Man, I really like that color. Look at that. See, I'm going from lighter to dark. This is an easy layout, but when I start, I'm going to start putting hills in here and trees. It should end up looking pretty good. I'm off today. I already went to work, so I'll spend a little time on this painting and make sure it looks good. But basically all I've done so far is just put the mountain in, the sky, and just put some color down here, green color. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, we got our underpaint done. It looks like a cool little scene going on there so far. I'm going to fix my mountains up a bit. And get them back to the original shapes I had up there. And put some better peaks up there. That's why I saved a bit of that color so I could re-hit the tops of my mountains. When you paint this way, sometimes you got to re-hit the tops of your mountains. I don't know if I'm going to put any, might put some highlights on those mountains. Maybe a little bit of snow, I don't know. I'm going to run the water down now. It's either going to be water or pathway. So I use a knife like this, and I'm going to just put a little bit of white on the tip. You see that? And I'm going to start it here, bring it straight across, get some more, and then I'm going to bring it to here. Try and keep it level when you're coming across. You don't want to come down too quickly. They call this, have you ever climbed up a mountain before? And they have, what do they call that? Switchback. I think that's what they call it. It makes, you could go up a steep mountain, but you have to go side to side. If you go try and go straight up, you're not going to make it. You're going to get too tired. So that's what this is. It's like more level. Come down and then come across, straight across, kinda. going to represent either water or a pathway when it's done. I don't know yet. Just going to bring it there for now because I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But look at that. Doesn't that look cool? It's getting there. It's getting there. I think I can go up even a little higher here into the mountains. All right. Well, there's our pathway. I kind of like it. All right. Biddy-boo, biddy-diddy-doo. Ugh. I'm a little tired. I had to get up Monday and go to work at 2 in the morning. Then I had to get up this morning at 4 to be to work at 5. But I did get off early. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight the tops of the mountains, okay? I'm going to do it a little different today. I'm going to use a number 6 round brush, and I'm just going to put some highlights on maybe just the right sides of the peak. So grab a wet brush and just get a little bit of white on it. Just a little bit of titanium white. Doesn't have to be a lot. I could probably do all the peaks with this. Let's start on the right side of the peaks and just pull a little bit of color down on each peak. Doesn't have to be a lot. It's just kind of like glazing it with a lighter color. Just glazing the blue. Okay, just to get some a hint of a dimension up on the mountain, okay? That's all you got to do. Just blend it in, blend it into the blue. Just like that. I don't want it to be bright white, okay? You can see I just did all this with just that little bit of paint on my brush. That's a good trick there if you've never done that before. I'm trying to show you some of my tricks I use when I paint acrylics. This is going to all change down here, so don't worry. I know it looks like a green ocean right now, but it's going to change. Some of this groundwork that I pulled originally coming this way, take that white brush and glaze a little bit of it coming back and over here. Same thing, just with that little bit of white on your brush. It's going to make it look like there's hills back there, okay? You see that? Just with that little bit of white I had on my brush. It looks really cool. I like that. this is almost too bright now. I might have to add a little bit of blue to that later on. I'm going to fix the clouds now because I don't like that gray look up there. And I'm going to use a filbert brush because it's skinnier. It's more flat, and I just want to like hit the top parts of these clouds with white. Because if you use that round brush, you won't be able to, I just want to touch it like this, see? If you use that round brush, you won't be able to just barely touch the top with it like this. That's all I want to do, is just put a little bit of white on top of those clouds, okay? Just on the very tops. See how it makes it, it looks a lot better now when it was just like this here. Just on the top, we're putting in highlights on the clouds. Much better. Okay. You can kind of see how the painting is taking shape. This cloud's a little bigger, so I'm bringing the white down a little more. And I'll do that to this one as well, just because it's a bigger cloud. Just like that. Wow. Look at that mountain now. See how I redid the mountain to get it really nice and edgy? And now look how nice it looks up on top of those clouds. That's pretty amazing. I'm going to show you the new cloud technique I got right now so you don't turn off. Do you remember how I put all this white in the gray before it dried? Now there's this, you can use the same technique everywhere you see these white lines. You could take a little bit of white and just put it on top of those lines, okay? And I think it should end up looking okay. It did on another painting I did. It takes a little time, but you just got to put the highlights on wherever you see like a streak in there. That's all. And then if the cloud's big, you can take your brush and pull the bottom of it. Just pull the bottom of it. You don't have to pull the bottom though. Look at that. Now we got some streaks up there. You know what I saw the other day? I saw a comet in the sky. I was taking a picture of Mount Rainier, and when I got home and looked at it, it looked like there was a comet in the picture. I'll try and pull it out and show you real quick. I put it on my Twitter account, but nobody liked it for some reason. I guess nobody really likes astronomy, not too much. But anyway, I was taking pictures of Mount Rainier. Let's see if I can get it into. So this is where I live, and let's see if I can get it in the focus. There's Mount Rainier right there. Okay, this was sunrise, and then way up there, there it is. Every picture I got has uh, that streak in it. See that streak? I thought that was a comet, and it's not a plane. And I took another picture, and it's still in there. The streak, there it is. So I think that's a comet, but nobody commented on Twitter. I mean, all they care about is people punching each other in the face, you know. They don't care about stuff like this. They like to see people get beat up on Twitter. So I don't really like Twitter or X, whatever it's called. It's like those people are kind of weird on there. All right, so where am I at now? Back to the painting. This is looking pretty good. You can still add blue into your sky if you want it. It's not that option isn't gone yet. We could try it in a little bit. I'll add a little blue sky in here, see what it looks like. But let me get the landscape going now so I can get some trees going in here. I've been doing some cool trees lately. I think I'm just going to keep this, straight. I'm not going to do anything like trees going off into the distance. So I think I'm just going to put a foreground down here, and maybe we'll put a big tree over here. Let's try that. Then maybe it'll give me some kind of idea here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix some blue and yellow. Let's mix some blue and yellow, and we'll get like a green color. Okay, put some yellow in there, and let's see what kind of green we get. What's cool about using the red, yellow, and blue on your painting, like I said, all the colors will look more like the picture when you're done. The word is like not coming into my mind for some reason, but you know what I mean. Because you're using the same brand of paint, and the company, the color, it's all gonna match. Okay. I like that green, but it's I need it to be a little it's not the way I want it yet. So what I'm going to do is add let's add a little red to it. This is actually magenta red. We'll get it to take on a little brownish appearance there. I think if you mix green and red, you get brown. Let's try a little bit, because I'm going to need brown here in a little bit. I'll take a little bit of this green and mix some red in there. Pretty sure it's going to be brown. Yeah. It's like a dark green. think if you put more red in it, it'll turn. That's the green I want, actually, for the bushes. So I'll take this green, add a little more red, and I'm going to use this for the bushes that I put in. I want the bushes to be dark so I can highlight them. Little green and red. All right, let's put in some bushes. I'm going to use a chip brush. Have you ever heard of a chip brush? It's really bristly, and you can really get some bush tops with this brush. I'm just going to tap into it, and I'm going to create some bushes down here at the bottom. Isn't that cool? Some cool bushes there with this brush. It's good for also making trees. Your trees, when you come in with the tree off the side. All right, there's the bushes. I'm gonna mix some dark color now. I'm gonna put a big tree over here. I'm gonna make some brown. So how to make brown, just I'm gonna have to make a lot of it. So I'm gonna take some yellow and some red, and you're gonna make like an orange color. Let me put it over here. Like an orangey color. It's okay if some of that green gets in there. And then take a little bit of black over here and mix it in there. And we're going to get like a dark brown color. Look at that. I'm going to use that for the tree. That's pretty dark. I'm going to put the tree in dark and then I'll highlight it. I've been doing trees lately because I'm getting better at them. I'm going to use the round brush because I want the tree to be pretty thick. So what I'm going to do is put the tree probably in front of these bushes. I'm going to go up and then up again. Then up again, up again, up again. Then I'm going to widen it out. Up, 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 and up. It just makes the tree look better if it's got a little bit of angles to it. Now I'm going to widen it out just a bit and fill in my edges. Very good. All right, now I'm going to put a Y on it up there. This is dark brown, okay? I'm going to put a Y going back this way first. Okay, good, good. Now I'm going to take one more Y from down here. Off into the middle here. And then I'll put some smaller branches on there in a second. There we go. Look at that tree. That looks awesome. Straighten out my camera. So when you do your trees, you can also come in here and, you can put some imperfections on your tree so it just doesn't look like it's going straight up, okay? Put some bumps in it and stuff, okay? I'll do that later on. Let's continue with the video. So I want to show some depth of in this painting. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab this color here that I made the bushes with, and I'm going to put some bushes out here on the side of this pathway here. Going to the side. Pull the bottom. Hope I'm not in the way. Pull the bottom to the left just to get it to blend in a little bit. Those are going to be bushes because I'm going to put a smaller tree over here in a little bit. Or those could be distant trees, We could put some distant trees out here by just touching with your round brush. Just like that. We got distant trees way out there. I'm trying not to do the evergreen trees. Every time I do the evergreen trees, people think it looks like a Bob Ross painting. I'm like, man. It's like every landscape I do is that they say it's Bob Ross. I'm like, no, I don't think Bob Ross painted like this. This is acrylic. Bob Ross used oil paint. It's a different, way different. But I do like watching, I had no problem watching Bob Ross. He was, did some pretty cool stuff. I'm just testing something. That's not what I want to do down there, but I think I want another tree. I like the way these mountains came out with the light white on there. Looks really cool. Let's put some highlights on the tree, I guess. There's two different ways to highlight. Like this way I did up here. Three ways actually. You could do it light. You could do it a little heavier. And you could do it like I did the clouds, where I actually leave the paint pretty heavy. And the way this knife, it doesn't blend in. It just lays on top. So I think I'm going to do the same thing on the tree first like I did the mountains. Uh, do the same thing. I'm going to get a little bit of white on there and just hit where I think the sun would be hitting this tree. On the right side. Maybe it'll be okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I didn't put any light down here because that's like a hump right there. So keep that in mind when you're highlighting. Try and imagine the way I do it. I pretend the light's coming in right here. So the light's not going to get around over here, right? So imagine the light coming down and only put it where the light would get to, okay? It takes a little practice, believe it or not. This is looking pretty good. Where am I at? 52 minutes. All right, so I'm going slow because usually I would put evergreen trees here and here and here, and then I would be done, okay? But I don't want to do those trees right now uh, because I don't want it to look like a Bob Ross painting. Those people are getting into my head, man, into my head. I mean, I can't do any more evergreen trees. All right, I'm gonna get my smaller filbert brush now. This is a really, you can buy these filbert brushes. You can get like 6 of them in a pack for $10. You get a big one, medium, down to this a smaller one than this, and then because they're $5 a piece if you buy them separately, so you save a lot of money. And I like the filbert brushes, the ones that are round on the top. So I'm going to put another tree out here so we get some kind of depth perception. Okay. So it looks further away. Like I said, I'm not the best at making these trees yet. I'm still working out the kinks. Because when you're out in nature, these branches go all around, you know, and you just don't want to do the branches that come out to the side. Takes a little practice. That looks good enough for now, just to show depth out there, distance. take my smaller liner brush. And make it look a little smaller on the top. All right, that's good enough for now. Put some more bushes out here. I had this brush sitting in the water, that's why it's so wet. That's all right. I'm gonna highlight them. Highlight those bushes. Looking pretty good. I think what I'm gonna do is end up putting another tree, maybe on the side here, or right here. Smaller than that one. Let me grab another brush. I'm going to grab a fan brush. This is an oil fan brush. This is good for acrylic to make smaller bushes. I'm going to try and mix some brown. Like, I'm going to mix a little white in my brown. And make some, like, bushes that are more like seasonal, like maybe they don't have any green on them yet, they're just brown. Let's see what that looks like, just on the pathway there. That'll work. Add a little dark in there. All right, more bushes. We'll pull these up a little bit while it's wet. It's getting there, people. It's getting there. I just want to do another tree here. Right in the middle here. Maybe this one I'll bring in front of the bushes. We'll put a trunk on it. Doesn't that look cool? This is that brown I made. You remember how to make brown? You mix yellow and red and then black to get brown. I really like that. I'm thinking about I should bring this tree down in front of the bushes. I really like that look. I'll put some roots down here. Yeah, I really like that look. It looks better. We'll extend this one a little more. We'll put some highlights on that tree now with just a little bit of white again. You don't need much. You don't need much white on your brush. Oops. I actually grabbed some brown. Let's see how this is looking in the frame. It's looking pretty good. It's really it's a tall painting. I could have made these mountains a little lower here and then had a bigger sky. So there's a lot of landscape here to work with. So you got to keep that in mind. If you put your mountains lower, then you don't have as much land to worry about. Okay. I want to fix this path. It's a little bit, I'm going to test it here. It's a little too bright for me. I'm going to test with a little gray first and glaze this area here. See if I like that look. Yeah. So I'm going to glaze the white with a light gray. It'll tone that white down just a bit so it's not so bright. Just like that. looks a lot better. That white, that bright white isn't just popping in your eye, you know. You could also put brown down here now, a light glaze of brown over the white. As we're getting closer down to us, we could change the color of that path. All you gotta do is wet your brush and glaze it on there like a light glaze over the white, and we'll turn that path to a dirt path. See that? Oh, is this out of focus? There we go. All right, guys, I hope you like this one. It's looking pretty good. I'm doing it pretty easy. I'm just going to highlight the right side of these trees here, just to give the tree some dimension. Just the right sides. This is a quick way to do it. Just to get some dimension on those trees. All right, I'm gonna try yellow down here, see what happens. Yellow might be kind of bright. Not bad. Just a subtle change in just to get some different color in the bushes there. All right, I think I'm going to end it there because I'm getting tired. And there's a lot of good things in this painting. I mean, it could have been, the layout could have been a lot better, but these trees are kind of cool. If you've never done a tree before, put a bunch of birds up here. Put one on the mountain. Couple down here. Flying through. There's a lot more I'm going to do to it. I'm going to put, you know, some twigs down here and bushes around the tree, but I'm going to put more bushes down here, more bushes along the pathway, but I think this is long enough. 70 minutes. But look at that. What I like about this one is the way the mountains came out and the way the clouds are rolling over the top. So there's some good stuff in here, and there's a lot of green, a lot of green grass, but I still like the color of the green. I'll keep working it. I think once I fill in all this with bushes and more trees and more these twigs, a few more branches on the trees, it's going to be good. I just don't want to bore you with that part. Barbara, how you doing? I think you're still on, but if you left, thanks for watching. Still a lot to do on here, but hopefully you learned something. I think, like I said, the mountains are cool the way I did that. And the trees and those clouds. If you're not good with clouds, this is a good way to get some clouds around your mountains. It's really easy. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll have a good week. And I might do a painting later on this evening. I got a cool idea. Let me show you. My friend took a picture of the sunset yesterday. Believe it or not, that was her backyard. So I did a quick painting on an 8x8. She was looking through her backyard. It was getting dark, and look at that. It's a nice sunset painting with trees and bushes and twigs. I'll probably do this on a live later. And I have another exercise piece here that has some pretty good symmetry with the way it flows. Everything is like a triangle there, then this goes up there. It's got some good symmetry, but I didn't paint it very well, but that's a good exercise piece. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Let me see if anybody's on. I could never get my chat to stay on. I wish I knew how to keep it on, but cheers. We'll see you guys. Thanks for watching, Barbara.